Laketa London is my spiritual advisor. Laketa London is my spiritual advisor. What's up, beloved? Welcome back to my channel. Listen, you gonna get a story time, and this story time is it's funny now looking back at it, but child, when I was in it, it was like, oh no ma'am, oh no, you tried it. But this is the story when I almost got shot with a shot, like a shotgun. You heard me right. Yes, a shotgun. Hey, beloveds. Period. Hers and hims. What's up? I got this. Just stay tuned. So, how can I start? It's funny because we'll just call this will be we'll just call my mom and Shell's, her ex, we'll just call him Will. Yeah, so all right, boom, it all started, you know, him and her was together for years, 15 plus years. So they were living together, you know, that was their normal. It was good until it wasn't. Like, that's how their story was. And it went from, you know, him being very stable, very put together, to things started to start getting fishy. And what I mean by fishy is like, sir, you keep losing your job, but at the end of the day, that coin steady was flowing. So, I mean, Will definitely he was an old head. He had the cash. Will with the cash. So, like, we ain't miss no meals, no lights, no water, none of that, no shut off, none of that. We ain't experienced none of that. I can honestly say that everything was everything. Like, everything was still able to be maintained despite whether he lost his job or not. So boom, fast forward to the incident. I believe they had words. My mom and Will had words. So she called me. He was packing his stuff, and what initiated or started the whole thing, he just was doing little smart stuff, like saying he gonna take this or saying he gonna take that. So it was the straw that broke the camel's back when he was like, yeah, I'm ready to go in here and take the refrigerator. Like, first of all, side note, you are a petty individual if you take that type of stuff back. I don't care. You're petty. Like, what? That's like taking the food out the freezer. Sir, Mr. Sir, Miss Ma'am. Oh, I brought it. I'm taking it back. Like, you can have all of that. I'm on that type of time. Like, I'm so petty and stubborn in my ways. Like, I don't want none of that. You can have it. Like, I'm good. I'm all the way good. Because trust me, you going to lose more than me. You going to lose so much more that I don't even want that. Have it. Take it. Go ahead on with yourself. That's the type of time I'm on. But she called me and was like, yo, Willie in here really trying to take the refrigerator. I'm like, what? The refrigerator? Like, sir, you ain't taking that. You ain't buy that. Even if you did, you're not taking it. Like, what you think? What type of time you think you on? Like, this, we gonna get shit shaking. Like, point blank, period. So when she hit my line, I'm like, all right, Shells, I'm on my way. Me and my husband and my daughter went over there. she was like, I just need you to come over here now. Give you a little bit of background information. As I said, he was, you know, things was going good. It went from good to bad, progressively getting worse. Like, he was able to, you know, he was likable at one point until he wasn't. So I think he was just experimenting, testing and tasting different things. I can honestly say I think my mom turned a blind eye to a lot of stuff, because she was like, oh, I don't know, when it all came out, it was like she was covering a lot of stuff from family and friends that people didn't know, and some of the stuff she may not have actually known, because he was in a basement most of the time doing whatever it was he was doing, mixing up something, thinking he a chemist. I mean, if you from the hood, you know, like, if it's
not just the hood, because quite frankly, it's done everywhere. I stand corrected.
Either sold drugs or used drugs or was in a mix of some sort. So, you know, they try to keep that away from their family or their mate unless they're indulging in doing it, which she wasn't. So, I mean, she didn't know. And some things that she did know, but some stuff she didn't. And I kind of remember him like dozing, or I'm like, is he, like, what's up with him? Is he getting high or what? Because listen, that's that universal doze. Everybody know it. Everybody can see it. Either you getting high, you recovering, they're giving you something to wean you off of whatever drug you used to be addicted to. It all similar, have that same type of mannerism, that same type of doze off. You sleep, you standing, you eating, you know what I'm saying. Like, that whole type of vibe was what he was giving me. So I'm like, looking like, oh, all right, you don't know, Miss Ma'am, he doing something, because that's not normal. I don't care how you say it, how tired you say you are, how many PMs you said you took. That's not that. It's not. It's a whole different type of high. Like, you want a whole natural medication induced or chemical induced type of high. So we get there, and you know, I'm just sitting there. I'm already irritated, because one thing you're not going to do, like, you can say whatever you want to me. My mom, my children, my husband, don't play with me. Don't play with them. And that's just that on top of that. So I'm already tight. Like, get your stuff and go. Like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Y'all breaking up, you separating, you leaving. Okay, like, let's speed up the process. So he was saying he was waiting for his son, his grandson, his daughter, somebody to come pick him up. And we like, all right, well, what time they coming? Because at this point, the daughter didn't call herself getting smart. So now I'm ready for all of the smoke. At this point, I'm like, what time she say she gonna be here? Because you getting smart on the phone. One thing you need to know, like, she got family. She got people that's one call, not even away. So, you know, I was on that type of time. Like, I ain't doing no talking. I'm sitting here, right, ready for whatever you going to call yourself bringing down here from wherever you coming from to my mom's house. So I think I had asked them, or he was saying something smart. Like, he just kept making these little comments. And I'm like, well, why don't you just get your stuff and go? Like, you keep saying smart stuff. You've been packing the same box. You don't have much down here to pack. Like, take your crate and go. You had a crate of records and some dumb stuff that he was looking through, like trying to prolong the process. And each time he walking by, he's saying something smart. So then he comes and flouches down on the couch. Now my husband's sitting, I'm sitting in a chair over this way, and my husband's sitting on the couch like across from me, and he's sitting next to him. So it was like, he said something. And I'm like, well, how long is it taking her? She was supposed to come. Like, what's going on? I don't understand. You wanted to leave so bad. Why? Now, remind you, he said something to me first. I can't remember what it was that he initially said. Not to me in general, but he was talking to my mom. And I'm like, you're not going to keep getting smart with her. So it's best that you just take a bag or take whatever and send somebody else to get the rest of your stuff. Because you're not going to disrespect my mother in her house. That's not going to happen. Like, period. I don't care who you are. You going to have to kill me dead right here, right now, before it go any further. Because I don't care, man, woman, child, you're not disrespecting mine. Point blank. So he just kept getting smart with her. And my mom was just sitting there like, all right, whatever. Like, trying to not really feed into it, but still saying what she had to say because she was tight. So she was still saying whatever she had to say. And I'm like, listen, Mom, don't keep going back and forth with him. Let him get his stuff and let him go. And that's when he said to me, fuck you, bitch. Yeah, you. Fuck you. Oh, who you talking to? Me? It was on from there. All I can remember is me jumping up. He was standing up at this point. All I can remember is me jumping up in his face. My husband pushed me back. And I think them two started tussling. I don't know if Will pushed my husband first or what. He was like, who you talking to? You ain't talking to my wife like that. So them two started having words, and he like, yeah, you too old. Like, you need to go. Like, just go ahead. Like, get your stuff and go. And he like, I ain't going no effing where. Make me leave. I ain't going nowhere. So now he tough. Old, when I say he old, he good and old, good in season. Like late. Now, remind you, my mom is just about to turn 60. This is 2020. This happened a few years back. A lot of years back, actually. Because my daughter was still smaller. He was in his late 60s at that point. So, yeah. He old. Like, he old school type time. The guy. So, one thing about my mom, she loved her old pop-pop, a old sugar foot, a sugar booger, okay? She is with the... Will was a cool-looking old guy, though. That was the funny part. But, so, them two, bam. So, they having words. Next thing you know, Will push my husband. Boom. Pushed him. Next thing, they mixing in my mom's living room, mixing. And that's all I know is he hit him, my husband hit Will, and they went like, I don't know whether he grabbed them. I felt like he grabbed them and they kind of swung, and they locked in to grab each other and fell on her table. Honey, when I say, oh my God, it was like I was watching Ocean, like it was just a mess, a pure mess. You hear what I'm telling you? Like, the whole table broke, her leg, like she just got this furniture, table, all of this stuff. So it was new. And they broke her table. Like, literally broke the leg off. It was cracked, but it was such good furniture that it didn't crack in the middle like I thought, like it should have. The way that they, like, was a WWE match and they slammed them on the table, and you know how the table cracked in the middle? It didn't do that. The leg just kind of, the wood just split off and cracked the end of the leg. I'm like, oh. So it was just like the table went kind of lump-sided. They on the floor. So I'm trying to break them up at this point. And I'm like, come on, go outside, go outside. I'm like, you was a pussy. You, like, you, ooh. So I can't say everything that I want to say, but it definitely was heated. And only thing out of all of this that I kind of was tight about on my mom end was she was like, y'all get the hell out of my house, like get out. I don't never want to feel like you picking no guy. Side note, not saying that she did, but ladies, I don't care how much you love. This is why I don't care how much you love a mate. Don't pick them over your child. It's some stipulations to that, but that's still my stance. This is my opinion. This is where I stand at. But I don't feel like your child should make you have to pick either. But I will say it's a whole lot. When she was like, get out. I'm like, hold on, you called me over here. Like, I ain't come over here by myself. Like, you called me to come help you, and now you telling me to get out? Like, we're here to help you get this idiot out of your house. So I felt like, you know, that's not saying it was a domestic because he never hit her. He never did nothing like that. It may have been verbally abusing her or saying smart stuff or doing little stuff like that. But far as the physical abuse, she never experienced that. For as I know, like I never seen nothing, and I'm quite sure she wouldn't tolerate it herself. Cause she be ready to go, trained and ready to go, okay? But a lot of times during domestic violence, the bystander or the helper, the person that's assisting, is the one that always get hurt, killed, shot, stabbed, whatever the case may be. They're the one that always get the short end of the stick, because it's like, I'm helping you and I end up locked up, or I end up getting killed or shot, or whatever the case may be, and you end up protecting the perpetrator or the person that was wrong from the beginning. Like, don't do that. Don't call if you're going to be back with this person. Don't call if you really, truly are not ready to leave. Just let it be another one of y'all domestics, or another one of y'all arguments, or another one of y'all situations that y'all go through. Do not add other people into the mix. Don't do that, because it's like, now at this point, it's past a way of returning. You can't make no U-turns, because once you cross me, you're done. It's over. You're finished. And I didn't escalate the situation because my people got families, and I never want to involve them in nothing that's going on. But that day, oh, he was going to pay. I said, oh, you. So let me finish telling you the story. So after I broke them up, I told my husband, go outside. Like, we went outside. Well, we was about to go outside. Willie jumped up and ran down. He was like, oh, y'all want to jump me? He ran down the basement. Now, if you remember, if you paying attention, I said he always was down that basement. She ain't know what he was down there mixing, what he was down there doing. She just knew that he would be down there. He runs to the basement. I see her jump and follow the run behind him, talk about no. So I'm like, well, what? Like, no, what? What you doing? She like, no, don't do it, Will. Don't do it. No. Stop. Like, don't do that. So I see her blocking the doorway of him trying to come up from the basement. It's like a door there, and then we're right here in the living area, the living room. Do you know Willie then came up with a shotgun? I'm going to kill you MFers today, quote unquote. said, you gonna let this nigga pull a gun out on me? You gonna let this nigga try to shoot us? Now, remind you, I got my baby with me. She was smaller at this time. My daughter that you see in my videos, she was with us. My son wasn't with us. He was home. He's the loner. He will stay home on that game as long as he on that game. He good. He definitely was not with us. He was doing him. So yeah, he pulled the gun out, the shotgun, that is a whole shotgun, cocked it. That is what I knew it was a gun, because she said, you don't do that. They're still behind the wall at this point, but I'm like closer coming to see, like, is he doing anything to her? Anybody know it's a universal noise to hear a gun. You watch movies, you've heard it. Even if you haven't held one or seen one, you know what that cock sound like. No pun intended. Like that, you know what that is. Even if somebody say, you know what I'm talking about. I heard that. I said, you gonna let him shoot me? Then I'm like, you know what? He's not in his right state of mind. So somebody gotta be civil at this moment, because I'm like, we all gonna die in here tonight. Let me get my daughter out. Like, she's the youngest. Let me just get my daughter, put her in the car. Go in the car. Go in the car. I don't want. She's screaming at this point. She like, no. She like, no. Cause it was a whole. She started screaming when they start mixing. Like, to be honest, I vaguely remember her screaming no in the background. I traumatized my little poor baby. Cause, honey, that was like literally a scene off of a movie. Like, you could not tell me that wasn't off of a movie. So I takes her out. I push him out the door. Cause my husband, I push him out the door, and I'm like, you want him? You got him, is the last thing that I said to her when she was like, just get out the house, get out. Like the way she was saying, and I'm like, all right, well, you deal with him. You live with him, you deal with him. At this point, I came over here to help. I don't know, you tight about your table, like that could get fixed. This nigga pulled the gun out, a shotgun. Said he threatened our whole situation. You want to shoot me? You want to kill me? Okay. You will never say nothing else to me again in your life. Point blank, period. Like, you can apologize when your high come down. You can say you sorry. You can do whatever it is that you think you want to do. But I will never forgive and or forget what you said and done. How she treat you, she may have forgiven and able to hold a cordial conversation with you. I just keep reliving it. So I just was like, I'm done after that. Like, I'm done. So it still was a moment of like, you know, I'm still gonna be here because ain't nobody, you know, I'm still on that same type of time. I think like everybody stand behind their word like I do. So I was just waiting for Miss Girl to come show her face. She finally did come, but she wasn't singing the same tune that she was on. Like, nowhere near. They came quietly and grabbed their dad's stuff, as they should. Because, baby, one thing for sure, two for certain, it wasn't going to be a sweet transition. What you thought? And once she did come, I think one of the times I had stayed there and waited. She didn't come. She ain't say nothing. I'm like, listen, when she come or when she on her way, call me and I'll come. Point blank. And that was the end of the conversation, because I still was tight. I was truly tight. Like, you allowed this. man to progressively get worse, and you put up with it for so long, like him doing dumb stuff, you getting high, you spilling stuff, you leaving stuff, you just a whole bunch of mess, like whether it's synthetic weed, whether it's coke, whether it's heroin, whatever your vice is. I don't care. Pills, high is high to me. Like, I'm not saying I'm better than nobody, but you gotta have some standards with yourself, and once you allow it, you bring you in. I don't look, go ahead, ain't that much money in the world to overlook some foolishness. Peace of mind. But yeah, that was the whole, he finally ended up leaving, and you know, they came and got his stuff. Nothing else really happened. The cops was called. Of course he did something with the gun when they came. You know, I don't want to see nobody locked up, but that night, the way that I had rage inside of my body, like, he was going to have to pay, and by any means. I was on that type time, like, really, really on demon time. Hashtag demon time. You was going, who you, first of all, who you calling out their name? Who you talking to, me? Oh, Mr. But yeah, that was my little short story time. Yeah, comment down below, let me know what videos you want. I know, you know, I try to mix it up and do tarot readings, spiritual advisory, lifestyle things, food videos. Like, I'm trying to mix it and not just be stuck into one niche or genre or whatever you want to call it. But it's the vlogs for me, honey girl, Miss Honey Girl. Keep it cute. And yeah, remember to smile often and dance when you hear some music. I'm Laketa London. This is my perspective of my story time. If you was there, you will have a different perspective of what happened, what you remember. So yeah, comment, say what it is you need to say, and or don't. And yeah, make sure you smash that like button, share, listen, and you know, become a loyal. Join the loyal family. Like, this is the loyal squad, okay? All my loyals, y'all already know what it is. Go ahead on over to my Facebook, Laketa London, like, follow, you know, Instagram, it's Laketa London, or author Laketa. Yeah, it's Laketa London on all social platforms except for Snapchat. It's Keita Key 13. I will add them below, and until we meet again, be blessed. Laketa London is my spiritual advisor. Laketa London is my spiritual advisor.